Got a little, oh, there's a pair of them. There's a pair of chickadees sitting in the high bush cranberry right out here. And, it's taken the birds a while to figure out that, those berries aren't just for me, they're for them too. Any of the berries I don't clear off the tree are for them to go ahead and eat. And, right here, for the first time ever, this tree finally made fruit, and I didn't know what the hell it was. I didn't know if it was a cherry or some other type of tree, but it appears to be possibly an autumn olive. It's not a choke cherry. It's not a another type of cherry that I'm spacing on right now. Definitely, it's got little tiny orange fruits on it. And they get nice and squishy when they're ripe, and I'm pretty sure it's an autumn olive. And I think it finally made fruit because there was another autumn olive way over that way that the goats were trashing this year, but I think it made it long enough to pollinate this one. And these little chickadees are over here in the high bush cranberry, and I'm hoping they figure out that they can eat these delicious autumn olives. And I filled the bird feeder today as well with some sunflower seeds, and yesterday was kind of hellish. It was pouring rain in the middle of December. That's kind of unprecedented. And I was taking feed bags down the sled, down the driveway, since I don't have equipment to clear the driveway. My boots and socks were swimming with water, slushing along, and I was soaking wet, and the bag of organic scratch kept falling off the sled all the way down the driveway, and it was getting absolutely soaked by the rain. And by the time I got about 10 feet from the grain room door, the entire bag blew open and the scratch went all over the ground. And yeah, those are the days when you start to question why you're even doing this. But I scraped up as much of the feed as I could, but I'm hoping these little chickadees and the other birds find the scratch feed. And I'm hoping they notice that the bird feeder is full, and I'm hoping that they try out the autumn olives, because I know it must be really hard for them to find food and keep their body temperature up in this weather, which has been drastically crazy, from wild temperature swings from 15 degrees to 46 degrees up here last week. So I'm hoping these adorable little chickadees have enough to eat out here. Oh, a third one has joined them. And hopefully they're checking out the bird feeder and eating the high bush cranberries, and I'm hoping that they try these autumn olives, because I think they'd be very tasty for birds. I know the chickens like them. I threw some over to the chickens who already like the high bush cranberries, and look at all the food on this tree for these little birds if they just try it out. But these berries weren't here previously, so it might take these adorable little birds a little while to find them. Going to be planting tons of trees and shrubs and berries for wildlife when I move on to the back 40. I have a huge order locked in for the spring from Burnt Ridge already, and one of the local tree farms a couple towns over, and there's 2 more places I like to frequent with very knowledgeable farmers and tree people who grow really amazing fruit and nut trees and shrubs and berries in the area, and are incredibly knowledgeable about all of this stuff. So I'm going to get myself some choke cherries, but not just for me. Everything is going to be planted and double and triple and duplicated all over the place, so the birds and the bears and everybody has enough to eat. Gotta take care of our neighbors, right? So with this whole terrifying bird flu thing, I'm gonna have to move the chickadee feeder away from the house and probably down there on that apple tree, just to get them a little further away from everybody. And yeah, it's just not safe. Obviously the cats don't go out, and whenever I go inside, I've got my spray bottle full of vinegar, a nice strong 50-50 mix of vinegar and water to spray down my boots and my gloves and anything that might actually touch bird poop. The chickens, ducks, goose, and turkeys all need to be put into the correct housing for me to continue having birds. This is ridiculous. They should be in completely covered runs where wild birds that fly over can't make droppings into their pens and get them sick. It's just, better safe than sorry. Right now they're in a coop where they don't move, and it's not ideal, and it was supposed to be temporary, and I am so fucking sick and tired of temporary and waiting to move that I could just fucking have an aneurysm right now. That's how tired I am of this shit. So, without being able to move the birds into real coops that are totally enclosed with enclosed runs, at least during wintertime, I'm probably going to have to rehome all the birds, and we'll talk about how most, if not all, of the goats have to leave too, for unrelated reasons. They're in a house that was built for ducks, and all of this was supposed to be temporary, and it's been a decade, and I just can't anymore. Plus the whole situation with not having a tractor or a UTV with a plow and the driveway being unplowed all winter means I can't get feed and hay down here all winter. And I have no storage for hay or firewood, and this is just so stupid and so stressful, and there's just no reason to have to live like this, so I've decided not to anymore.